What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Emphasis on Sports. This is episode 4. Missed yesterday, got up real early, watched the Olympics, and then I had to work. Sucks sometimes, but got to get them ducats, right? But let's talk Olympics. That is the hot topic right now. That's the biggest thing going on. Sat and watched the opening ceremony the other night. Me personally, loved it. There was some polarizing things, some things that really got a lot of Americans upset, a lot of people upset. We're not really going to get too much in detail with any of that. But one of the things that I will say is when we watch anything coming from another country, we have to realize is their representation of them has nothing to do with us. The things that we like, the things that we care about, the things that we cherish, they may not, and that's okay. That's totally all right. So me watching it, I didn't find anything wrong with it. A lot of people did. A lot of outrage and all of that, but I'm not going to really get into any of that stuff. That's really not my deal. We're talking sports. Um, but overall, the opening ceremony for me, really enjoyed it. It's the first time that the bulk of the opening ceremony happened outside of the arena. So we really got to see Paris, really got to see the architecture, got to see how grand and big it is, especially everything outside of the Eiffel Tower, having the Louvre, having a lot of things that we've only seen in pictures was really cool. And then the vibe of it all had a lot more entertainment, a lot more excitement than your typical opening ceremony. Most opening ceremonies, they're going to give you culture. They're going to give you things about their country. But a lot of the music may be a little slower, maybe a little more drawn out as they're trying to show you things. With this one had a bump to it, a beat to it, and I really enjoyed that. Having Lady Gaga out there was really cool. Shutting it down with Celine Dion, amazing. Was not ready for that. Did not think that that was going to happen. We all know Celine's been battling some things health wise, but she was magnificent, like absolutely amazing up there. I'll use a word that I don't use too often because I think it's overused in today's society, but she had an absolutely iconic performance. That was a hell of a way to bring it all in. And then the boats. That was something that was really cool. Typically, the Parade of Nations happens later in the ceremonies, and everyone walks in and walks around the track and has their spot and gets cheered on and all of that. But for this one, to have the boats going down the river in Paris was ridiculous. I mean, that was like really cool. And then the excitement. Then watching the broadcast, one of the things that Peyton Manning said really struck me as very true. It was downpouring. It was raining and raining hard, and that didn't stop anybody's shine. That didn't stop the athletes from being very excited. Didn't stop the performances, and the fact that they couldn't practice those performances. I remember at the Beijing Olympics, the summer games, for that opening ceremony, they said that they had been practicing that stuff for a year. So watching this one, knowing that they couldn't practice because everything was outside, so you can't shut down, most of Paris for a year, for months, for even a week practicing this. It had to be a surprise to everybody. So well played, well done, well executed. Really enjoyed that one. First opening or closing ceremony in any Olympic Games that actually made me want to go visit the city. Um, while watching it, I said to my fiance, like, now I really want to go check out Paris. It's the first time that's happened. So very awesome on the opening ceremonies. Now let's move on to actual day one of full competition. So woke up yesterday, and man, like I said, I had to go to work, but up until I went to work, I was just action packed, had 3 TVs going. It was like a football Sunday. Big shout out to the Olympics, big shout out to NBC for doing the Gold Zone on Peacock, which is like, it's one of the greatest things. The same way that a lot of people feel like the Red Zone is so awesome and like, what did we do before the Red Zone? I feel that way about the Gold Zone. I had a couple TVs on actual events, but then having one on the Gold Zone that funnels through all the events going and shows you the highlights, shows you when there's someone going for a medal. That is just great TV. That is great for me, great for any Olympics fan that wants wants to check that out. Um, that being said, let's talk about some of the events. I didn't get a chance to see any swimming, but I do know that we did win 4x100 yesterday. Congrats to the squad. But things that I did watch yesterday, um, I watched some handball. I watched our men get beat by Cuba in beach volleyball. Um, Watched rugby, watched Fiji do their thing in rugby, and that was like really really sweet because it's Fiji and they were very excited. Like rugby is very much a thing there, um, so that was really really good to see. Now, one of the things that I definitely want to talk about because I watched and I didn't really know the history of it per se, but we need to give a lot more love to our U.S. women's water polo team. They are seeking their fourth straight gold medal, and we don't talk about that enough. We give a lot of shine to the women's basketball team, to the men's basketball team, to a lot of individual athletes that are seeking multiple golds or that haven't lost for a while. But this women's water polo team, they're absolute wagon. They're ridiculous. The goalie Ashley Johnson. Listen, when you watch a sport and you see somebody super calm and dominating, you know that they're the best in their sport. You know that they're the best that they do. In the last Olympics, Ashley got, I think she was the MVP, best goalie, something like that, and I saw it yesterday. I mean, she's out there just stone faced, throw whatever you want. I got you, no problem. I mean, we took a 7-0 lead on Greece, and it just looked like a walk in the park. We need to give them a lot more love. Um, I think that's going to happen this year. They're seeking their fourth in a row. I mean, from everything that I saw, just a small portion yesterday, they're going to get it. They're absolutely going to get it. Got a chance to watch some basketball yesterday. I watched Japan get beat by Germany, and I mean Germany. I think they're going to be very formidable when it comes to the basketball. Japan, not so much. I know Rui Hachimura is on the team, but one thing that I did see that was real interesting, being an American when it comes to the Olympics, one thing that everyone has always said is we don't want to be the ugly American. We don't want to do all this shit talking. We don't want to be in people's face. We don't want to show the big egos. Well, I'm watching that game yesterday. I mean, one of the guys from Japan, he hits a three, then he does the ice water in the veins bit. He does all of that. And I'm just watching it like, keep that energy. Keep that energy. Because if you got to come see us, the last thing in the world you want to do is really start that. Because once you start, we got some guys. We got some guys that love to chirp, and we'll hurt your feelings because we'll chirp and beat you by 50. Also got a chance to check out a little bit of the Canada game. They're also going to be a very good, very formidable team. I mean, they're just chock full of NBA stars, actually. Not secondary players, not role players. But when you got Jamal Murray out there, when you got SGA out there, Lou Dort, who's ridiculous on defense. You even got the little buzzy gnat, Dylan Brooks out there, who I think he plays the game a little different when he's playing for country versus when he's playing for dollars. So that's going to be real interesting. Come up here soon. I'm looking forward to checking out USA versus Serbia. Joker and his boys. I want to see what kind of cohesiveness we actually have as a team. I've been thinking a lot about USA basketball on the men's side, and I think we need to sit Embiid until we have to play France, until we have to play, teams with a lot of big men. He slows down the game, and then they want to run everything through him, and I disagree with that. Embiid, yes, he's good, but he needs a team to revolve around him, and this isn't that kind of team. Put Bam in there, put AD in there. Those guys post pivot. Those guys will get somewhere. They'll pass the ball. They move. they're not slow. That's what we need. We need. We also need, to be honest, we need to start putting guys like Derek White. Drew Holiday needs some more burn. Halliburton needs some more burn. Mostly because those guys hoop. They just hoop. It's not about them. I'm pretty sure all three of those guys can care less if they score one single point in the entire Olympics, as long as we win. Because for them, they're just going to go out and hoop. They're going to go play basketball. I think the N5, the final five of the game, probably about the 6 minute mark of the fourth quarter that need to play. Um, Steph, Bron, KD, AD, maybe Anthony Edwards. That should be your five because those guys are going to go out there and they're just going to hoop. And that's what in the Olympics, if you're not together for a year or years and you don't know how everybody's playing, get out there with guys that'll go out there and lock in and just play ball. It's not about, rotating here. It's not about who scores what. When you got guys out there like LeBron and Kevin Durant, those guys, their whole career, they don't have to have the ball. They want other people to score. They're going to look for the open guy. That's what we need going through the rest of the Olympics. If we can't get that, it's going to be a little tough. It is going to be a little tough. Um, Other things that I watched, I'm looking forward to. Watch some of the men's gymnastics. China looks like China. They're going to be great. But we got a young man that did his thing on the high bar yesterday that I know is going to continue to do well. So definitely got to keep looking into that. Overall, the Olympics is everything that I was looking for, everything that I was waiting for, and everything I was expecting. So got a lot more of that going on today. Tomorrow, I'm off today. I'm off tomorrow. So it is all Olympics all the time, baby. We'll be checking in on other sports here and there. But, as I stated before in previous episodes, when the Olympics happened, I kind of shut everything down. Summer Olympics always come at a good time because, for NFL, it's OTAs or training camp and all stuff like that. So there's nothing really crucial, important going on other than things in the news cycle. For baseball, these are the dog days of the summer. This is that time when, we're about to peek into August over here. Once we hit August, it's just like, oh, can we get the season done? September is when it really ramps up. So this is perfect time for the Olympics. There's no basketball chatter because the best players, they're in France. On the WNBA side, everything is paused up because their best players also in France. Hockey, off season. So the world kind of revolves around, sports world, kind of takes a big breath and a big pause during the Summer Olympics. Winter's a little different because everything is going on, but just really, really locked into it. Really, really love watching it. 4 years, going to be in LA, punch my ticket. I'm definitely going to go to a couple of events. Really want to check out what opening ceremonies is going to look like. And then I just want to go to 3 or 4 events. It's always been a lifelong thing. I'm going to go to Oklahoma, too, during those Olympics because watching the men's and women's slalom kayaking yesterday, apparently that's going to be in Oklahoma because that's where they have a good facility for that, which is wild. It's not even close to LA, but it's in the States. So just the same as surfing in this Olympics is going to be somewhere else. It's not going to be per se in Paris or like in the surrounding area. Same thing for us when we do ours. So that's going to be really, really, really fun. We also got awarded the 2034 Olympics, Winter Olympics, back in Salt Lake City, which is real interesting. Why Utah again? We couldn't have done this maybe up in Washington State, maybe Minnesota. Give me New York, give me Lake Placid again. But hey, that's what's up. I definitely will be there for the Winter Olympics. Got to have it. Like I said, these are lifelong dreams and things of mine. I'll be Don dripped in the red, white, and blue, just having an absolute blast. Really, really can't wait for that. That being said, hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Like and subscribe, especially if you're new. Pass the word along. Coming up, I'm gonna start chopping stuff up. Hit some other social media platforms, but I appreciate everybody that's been on the beginning of this journey with me. Big shout out yesterday was my little sister's birthday, Kelly Page Allen, my partner, my main apple scrapple with your old ass. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Like I said, I'll see you tomorrow. And that is it. Peace.